You're watching Capital Connection from the Illinois State Capitol.
Welcome back. Joining us now is a new House Republican, Brandon Schweizer. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for allowing me to be here.
So you are in your first few weeks here at the Capitol. You took over for Representative Mike Marron, who stepped down in December. Just real quick, I want to run us through the first few weeks here. What's it been like?
Yeah, so the first few weeks have been, a good whirlwind. This place, just trying to wrap your head around the beauty of the Capitol here is amazing. Getting to meet all the new individuals, learning about their backstories, and then trying to do the people's work is very exciting for me.
This is a pretty unorthodox way to start a political career, I guess, with the appointment instead of running for office. It was a very quick turnaround with Representative Marron. He had said this was going to be his last term, but then back in November, I believe he announced that he was going to be taking another job and stepping down earlier than expected. Pretty quick. I mean, you have the month there to find the replacement. They settled on you here. What was that process like? Were you already planning on running for the seat when Representative Marron decided to step down?
Yeah, so when Representative Marron decided to step down, I was not planning on running for the seat. I was initially asked my thoughts on wanting to run. Being a retired Marine, I at first was like, I've already served my time. I had no desire to want to do it, and then sitting back thinking more about it, I really have a strong desire to still want to serve, to make a difference. I just thank Mike for the time that he put in. But yeah, I'm very excited to take over for him and see what I can do to make this place a better state to live in.
So for the people back in Vermilion County, the people in the district that are, may not know you as well, what are the priorities? What are you really focused on here at the Capitol? What do you want to get done in this first half of a term, I guess?
Yes, so basically what I'm really trying to focus on is one, understanding the needs of the individuals in my district, and after that, trying to voice those needs here when we get to Springfield, and trying to make a difference in the area that I live in to make it safer for families to live, make the jobs, bringing jobs to the community, so it's just a better place that people want to move to and want to live in. So those are what my priorities are as of right now.
What do you believe are the biggest, those individual issues, those focuses that Vermilion County should have? What do you believe those are?
The big one, is crime. Doing what we can to ensure that the police are capable of doing their jobs and able to do their jobs without, the hindrance of policies getting thrown at them. Ensuring that our police officers know that we have their back would be number one priority to allow the community to be a safer environment.
Do you feel when you're talking about making that transition into politics, deciding to, obviously you're appointed, but you're running for office in November as well. When you have some of the policies that have passed out of the Capitol, were those kinds of an inspiration behind that to maybe push back against that, what we've seen in the past few years?
Yeah, it was kind of that. There was recently an attempt to push a bill through that would hinder, police in the state even further from doing their job. And so, anything I can do to make the community a safer environment for my children and for the children that live in that district, I'm going to do what I can.
So now that you're in this interesting position, you're not running opposed in the primary itself, but you have this runway of a few months here in session before having to hit the campaign trail for November. And I wonder, what's that look like for you? What are the real goals here early on when you're a rookie member in the House and you're part of a super minority? What are these next few months? What's the plan to make yourself established in a way?
Yeah. So my plan right now is, one, to learn this job as best as I can. I don't have a history of politics, so trying to understand the ins and outs of, being here is my number one priority. After that, it's getting in front of as many people as I can, those that are capable of giving money and those that are capable of assisting in any way possible. And then, getting my face out there so the people know who I am, what I stand for, and really, to understand that I have their best interest in heart.
What do you think is the role of a Republican in the legislature when you're talking about, there's the you're in a super minority in the House, there's the super minority in the Senate. Mm-hmm. But we've seen some policy action get through from the Republican Party. We've also seen just large enough sort of pushback to policies that were making its way through the Capitol. What do you think is the role right now when you don't have the bulk of votes with the party to just get a policy through like the Democrats have?
Yeah, so the role right now would be, to be able to reach across the aisle. So trying to get to know the Democrats that, are on the other side of the aisle from me, so they can understand, where I'm coming from when I try to pass a bill. And so they know that, I'm not just doing this just because I'm a Republican. I'm doing this because I think this has the best heart of the state and my district in mind. And so my role as a Republican would be to step across that aisle, to talk to as many as I can, Democrats, give them my background and my story, so when the time comes for me to pass a bill, they're going to understand where I'm coming at with it.
All right, well, newly minted State Representative Brandon Schweizer, thank you so much for joining us today. That'll do it for us on this week's episode of Capital Connection. Thank you so much for joining us this week, and we hope to see you again next week when we'll be breaking down the governor's big speech, State of the State, and the budget address. For Capital Connection, I'm Cole Hankey.